Welcome to my podcast, Apollonia Studio 6.
How did the two of you cross paths?
Yes.
Prince and I,
Mhm.
yes. We, so bizarre. Speaking of all this whole like spiritual and strange things happening, I was in London and we lived close to Wembley Stadium.
Mhm.
I was 15, had some argument with my mom, some teenage tantrum, and I stormed out the house angry. And I was walking, and I walked past Wembley Stadium. And there were guys like unloading trucks and doing all this stuff. And one of the guys was like, oh, hey, he said something. And I was like, oh, hello. I said, what are you guys doing? They said, we're setting up for Prince's show. And I was like, huh. Oh, the guy with the big greasy hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The purple guy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, the guy with the big greasy hair. And then whoever it was working said, yes, but he cut his hair. And I was like, oh, I want to see. And so he had the books of the concert. And so he showed it to me. And that's when Prince first had that short hair, the Kiss time.
Parade, like the parade.
It was after, I'm not quite sure.
Is it more like
I
the
think it
Elvis
was
hair
Kiss.
thing that he had?
80, like 86,
Kiss?
No.
87?
Oh, yeah.
So it's parade. Was he still with the Revolution?
Yeah.
With Jerome and
Jerome all those.
Yeah, it
yes.
was the extended Revolution with Jerome and everybody.
Jerome and Boots.
So he had that short,
Wally.
slick hair, right?
Yeah, the short, slick hair.
Yes,
Yeah,
the very
yeah.
short hair.
Yeah.
In the Kiss video.
Yeah.
That was a great look.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Wasn't
beautiful.
So handsome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sure, I was 15, but I looked at this picture like as if I was looking at like a boy in school because he was so young, so youthful. And I was like, oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he looks so much better. And then the guy that was working said, do you want to come and see the show? I was like, yeah, sure. And so I said, well, can I bring my mom? And he was like, okay. So I went.
Can I bring my mom?
It was so random. And so I
that's
go
adorable.
home and I'm like, Mom, we're going to a concert and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, well, let's first sort this argument out. I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And so we were fine. And then what happened is, so that evening, my mom was like, you know what? She goes, I'm going to drop you off and pick you up. She's like, I'm not feeling too good. So you just go and enjoy and I'll pick you up. I said, okay. So she dropped me off. And then when I got there, it was like backstage, everything. It was like a VIP hall, artist pass. And so when I sat down, I was sitting with Phil Collins and just every big star at the time. And I was just all by myself. And I was like, well, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be. And so the show started and it was amazing. And to be honest, I was not like really a Prince fan, which is like, I mentioned your song. What I liked about Prince was Vanity 6, Apollonia 6.
Right.
And I thought he was like, okay.
Right.
She's like
the girl.
I like the
Girls.
girls bands because
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be like that. They're sexy and gorgeous.
Wow.
And, I was like, I related to that more. And Prince's stuff, I was like, yeah, he's all right. And I really liked Michael Jackson.
Right. Yeah.
I think I was very into like pop music. Michael Jackson, Madonna, and But yeah, and so I went to that show and then I went backstage afterwards because all the celebrities went backstage and there were snacks and stuff. And so I went backstage and that's where I saw Prince.
Right.
And I was like, oh, hey. And people ask me, they're like, well, weren't you like, oh my God, and this and that. I mean, why? I don't know.
Right.
I was just like, this is normal. I mean, I'd kind of been around people in the business, like with my mom and stuff. And so it wasn't like, oh my God,
Right.
what's happening?
And that's why I'm sure he was like, oh, she don't care.
Yeah, I was just like, oh yeah. And he was like, so you going to the party? And I was like, where is it? He's like, at a club. I go, then I think so. I don't know.
Right.
I totally forgot my mom was going to pick me up. Like, forgot everything. This was after the
Oh, no.
And so then Jerome was talking to me. And he was like, he goes, are you coming? I was like, yeah, I'll go to the after party. So it was at a club in London, a nightclub. And then Jerome said, how old are you? And I was like, 18.
I could just see all this. It's like a little movie.
Yes. And back then in London, people didn't really ask for ID. They just looked at you and were like, okay.
Welcome to my podcast, Apollonia Studio 6.